and then you invite discussion about it later on. And that's where you can call people libtards and fuckheads and whatever for voting for Obama. When you put it in the title, I can't even scan down the list of new videos without being insulted. And so, why not just call you a fuckhead all the time?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And I got the most comments from those posts, and it's split down the middle. People are like, finally, you know, somebody has fucking called these guys, and where are the moderators on this fucking site? You know? Because I know, only because I've been there 3 years and I've seen some great stuff on Lively, some really cool things that I still going back. But if I go there as a new guy and I read the first fucking 10 posts, I'm not going back. Because obviously this is a slanted site, you know? And it figures because the same people now have to keep posting. And I called 4 guys out, you know, and I said, you know, it just is very suspicious that the same 5 stories in 5 different pages have come up from all 5 of you, but with a different title. I think it's the same fucking guy. It's the same one. I go, if LiveLeak banned multiple names from the same IP address, this would be a lonely fucking site.
Yeah.
Period. And it's true. You know, and I think not only that, but I think they're part of the LiveLeak echelon there.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
They absolutely are.
To keep it fired up.
Keep it fired up. Keep them there, you know. But what they're doing is they're just pissing people off, and it's stupid stuff.
They start alienating people.
Guys arguing with me that, you know, we went into Iraq to stop weapons of mass destruction. Still. Yeah. He's still arguing about that point.
He doesn't think it is.
Even though I said, you know, here it is, you hate Obama because you think he's Muslim, but we're in Iraq defending Muslims from Muslims.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you let your brother and sister go and die for a Muslim if you hate Muslims?
I can't believe
you know?
we get to...
And then protect Bush.
I can't believe that they actually hung fucking Hussein. I think that's crazy.
Fault.
It's Obama's fault.
There was no reason to fucking execute Hussein.
No. I'm not sure he's dead. I'm really not. I think he is.
But I think it was
wrong.
wrong.
I'm not sure. I saw the hanging video. I saw.
All we did was get on the big winning side, the side that we thought would win.
Yeah.
Well, the weapons of mass destruction they found
Hussein overthrown.
What we gave him,
exactly,
you know, to fight Iran, that he ended up using against the Kurds.
Yep.
You know?
Then he blew up the rest of them in the 90s.
Well,
and what's really funny is, you know, the Inman Rowell happened to be a confidant of George Bush in the run-up to the Iraq War, helping us get everything set up. And now he's a hated Muslim that's trying to build a terrorist mosque in New York City, even though he's George Bush's good friend back then. And they take his shit out of context and everything because he said that, you know, we're as much responsible for the hatred in the world as the Muslims are, if not more so. He said it in Australia. Yep. And they take the little piece that he said that, and they don't let it expand where he says, how many people have been killed in Iraq? How many Americans? 4,000? And there's over 100,000 innocent Iraqis that are dead. Well, they're not innocent. Really? What did they do?
Even the mafia.
They protected their own country?
Right. Seriously, the mafia doesn't kill family members usually.
Yeah.
What did we get out of it?
Well, we're going to get oil.
Are the Iraqis...
At a real big price.
Well, we're going to get the oil because we're going to make the Iraqis, the fucking little puppet government we set up, give the Kurds their own region, and then we're going to rape the Kurds for the oil that they sit on.
Yep.
And the same in Afghanistan. Oh, we just found this huge fucking oil reserve there. Oh, there's a surprise.
That's the thing about Afghanistan.
And the minerals.
Yeah.
No, it's the pipeline that the Russians need to use to get over Afghanistan.
The Chinese need to use it too.
Yeah.
Well, everybody needs to use it.
How much money did China fucking just send to Pakistan?
I don't know.
Chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp.
You know what's funny? India sent money.
Yeah.
India did. No, that's a huge fucking deal. They've been at each other's throats for 50 years.
Like we were discussing, I have a really big problem with it.
Yeah, but I mean really bad.
The
reason they both have nuclear weapons is because of their fucking anger.
You know, if you are...
And that's only been the last
if you're
50
standing
years.
on the street with a sign that says, I need food, I'm hungry, and I follow you back to your house and you got fucking 5 big screen TVs and a fucking Cadillac in the driveway, I got a problem with you asking me for money.
Yeah.
You know, sell a couple of those nuclear bombs, dismantle them and have the free world pay you for not having those weapons of mass destruction, and that's how you get some fucking money. You know, you're not a third world nation that everyone is starving. You know, you are a country that is ready and armed to the teeth with the latest weapons to go to war against India.
Yeah.
Period. Sell some of those and pay for your own fucking people. You know, that's crap. It's crap.
Yeah, I'm just glad India gave some money. It's a token, as far as we're concerned, because we can, you know, we got lots of people here that could give $5 million. But for India to step up and give anything,
we got all those people that can give the extended Bush tax credit there. Well, the Seattle Times had a great fucking ripping article on that today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Haiti isn't fixed yet. New Orleans isn't fixed yet, and so we still have, someone's got to help. But
less than 40% of the money promised in New Orleans has gotten there.
Hey,
less than 40%.
Watched the program about
guess what though? All those people that lost their houses, all of a sudden they've translated into more people renting apartments. And guess what? Apartment rates went up through the fucking roof.
I can't imagine.
No, not to make money off people's misfortune.
No,
nothing to do with that.
No, they wouldn't do that. It's because they had to.
Yeah.
They had the property and it was in short supply. What else are you supposed to do?
There you go.
When the Navy came to town, they raised the rent.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up, man.
Remember that?
Oh yeah. Hell yeah, I remember it.
Well, because I remember how I paid $3.95 a month.
Kick us all out. Evict us all. Every fucking person that rents in Washington State, evict us. You know what? The world will stop.
I'll tell you here's what I think. This is the honest to God truth what I think. I think the president ought to go and say, okay, here's a new executive order and no one can overthrow this. This is permanent forever. No rent ever again. No one has to pay rent. We are going to send government people around door to door and determine what the square footage you are living in is worth right now. We're going to find out how much you've paid in so far, and then you're going to pay off the rest. And you're not going to have to rent anymore.
You know, the idea they're trying to float now is
that's communism.
We're going to take we're going to take those housing prices and drop them down to what the property's actually worth instead of what you paid for it at the height of the market. You know, and when you go to sell it, the bank gets half of your equity. Period.
That's a tough one.
Half of your fucking equity.
Yeah, but if they're lowering your thing. And you don't have to pay,
lowering it to what it's worth.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you bought it at $487 and you're getting ready to lose your house, and they say we're going to lower it to $250, which is what it was really worth, but you're going to have to give us $125 when it's done. Do you want to lose your house? I think it's a good deal.
All I know is the prices go up exponentially.
Well, they went ridiculous. It went absolutely ridiculous. The people that bought in at that knew they were getting what they were getting. They knew.
Yeah, but they just figured
Mom and Dad bought their house when it was down at the bottom.
But
they didn't go out and buy
historically, it just keeps going up. You figure by a $400,000 house, it's going to be worth $8.
Well, that's because
there are things that happen called market adjustments happen quite regularly.
Yeah. But it's always gone up. It's always gone up. It's never just dropped in half.
Well, actually, the Depression, it was like that. And there was actually a depression in the 1890s.
Yeah, well, then in the 70s, we had a big drop out here, especially when Boeing shut down and everything.
It's because of all the pollution control stuff. The noise law went into effect in 1970, where they couldn't do sonic booms across the country any longer.
Yeah. Remember that?
That's what stopped the SST for Boeing. They couldn't build if they couldn't do sonic booms, then they couldn't do the SST.
Yep.
And so they had to stop their supersonic airplane, which was almost finished. But they had to stop the entire development on
it. You have to see the video.
Then they let the Concorde fly in America.
When we were out here in 67 and 68 both, there's a big plant down here in Seattle, had a big, huge painting of the SST on the side of it. It's where they were building it. It was an amazing thing. Supersonic transport's what it was called. It was before the Concorde or any of the other ones were started. And then we got our shot down. And Reagan revived it, of course, as the B-1 bomber.
Except for it wasn't supersonic.
No, it turned out to be a piece of shit. It's almost tragic how bad that turned out to be.
The whatchamacallits are supersonic, though, the F-117s.
Yeah. And the
yeah,
B2.
Well, that's the whole thing is...
but the B-1 was...
It's
the B-1...
An albatross.
it's tragic. The B-1 is tragic because out of the several hundred that they built, most of them were never really flown for any extensive period. Something like a quarter of them crashed or just fell apart in the air. You know, it's pretty fucking horrible. It's one of the worst things that ever happened with our military, and it was Reagan. And the buildup, we hid all the stuff so that the Russians would think we had this brand new thing, you know. And it was just a waste of fucking, total waste of time and money.
Yeah, well then, actually the Russians were scared to death when, the first Gulf War was after the Russian wall fell. That's when stealth technology.
Well, you like
came
the
up.
Steve Miller video, huh?
It's great.
It's
Yeah.
kick-ass, wasn't it?
I think it's incredible because it's so funky and like